And welcome to the Parramatta Stadium for this group semi-final of the Parramatta District, a clash between one of the really strong sides, Parramatta Marist, and they're up against Newman High. Well, Newman High is little brother to Parramatta Marist, brother in a lot of ways. Peter Sterling, it's a tough assignment for them, but Parramatta Marist steeped in Commonwealth Bank Cup tradition.
Well, they've had a lot of players go into grade football, Mark. So many players, Graham Atkins, way back to Dennis Fitzgerald, David Baysari running around in the Balmain first grade side at the moment. A lot of players who have gone on and made a reputation for themselves at a higher level. So plenty of tradition there. Newman, probably not the same reputation, but they're looking to start that this afternoon. And what better way than beating big brother, Parramatta Marist?
There's the thoughts from Peter Sterling. Parramatta Marist, they won it in 1988. Let's have a look at how both these schools line up. So there they are, Parramatta Marist High. From fullback it's Tola, then it's Posabon, Gibson, Savis, Curran. Taloni is the 5'8", the half is Jolly. Lakeman is the lock forward. DeCellis and Boys the second row. Rando, Ensor and Kovac up front in the engine room. Newman High School. From fullback it's Gordon, then it's Grogan and Capavilla the wingers. Carr and Grogan the centres. Clark is the 5'8", the half is Kerry. Then it's Cassatari the lock forward. McGowan and McDonald the second rowers. Newton and Hussain are the front rowers, and the hooker is Taylor. Your referee is Mr. Tony Kelly. This clash from the Parramatta Stadium. A big crowd in attendance. The students from Parramatta Marist, I just spotted a loudspeaker. They kick off the chest of a Newman High player. What's the decision?
The decision is a knock-on from Grogan, Nathan Grogan in the 2 for Newman High. Well, maybe a little bit of nerves there, but the worst possible start. Hit him almost on the chin, went sideways, but Tony Kelly, the referee, ruled that was forward enough, and Gary Jolly feeds the scrum for Parramatta.
Jolly, now Taloni, the wraparound, back for Jolly. Well, the two schools, strongest schools in the Parramatta District are Fairfield Pats and Parramatta Marist. So the good judges say, let's see what the 1988 winners can do tonight. Lakeman, captain of the Parramatta SG ball side in 92.
Well, the pass has been reeled forward, and some very good defence there from Newman High. The number 12, Nathan McDonald, came out and met the ball runner. Look at this one. Bang. The whistle had gone from the referee, and the pressure now off Newman High, but some good defence early on. They had plenty of pressure on them.
Peter, an interesting point. The last 2 years of Commonwealth Bank Cup football, both these schools have met in semi-finals, and both times they've had draws, and Marist have won on countback. Very much the underdog, Newman High, but that's the way they like it.
Well, they've started off okay after that first mistake. They held out for a couple of tackles. They've now got a penalty inside the 5 against Parramatta Marist. So we don't expect much in this game. There hasn't been much, as you say, in the last couple of seasons. And plenty at stake out here, a television game. A good touch finder takes the ball inside the Parramatta Marist half for the first time. And the little hooker for Newman High takes the ball, picks up the number 13, Cassatari.
So now Newman on the attack. Move it wide through their halfback. Keary. 3 defenders there for Parramatta Marist, the green and gold. Both schools sporting the green and gold. In fact, in years gone past, just a little bit of information, Newman High School used to be a Year 10 school only, and their students would then go to Parramatta Marist and surrounding schools, the John Paul IIs, etc. But not now. In 1992, Year 11 and 12 are there, and they're standing on their own 2 feet. Newman High with the football, some bustling defence, some real scrambling from Parramatta Marist. Great kick, took the pressure off.
Tremendous scrambling there, and Newman High really got out of some trouble there. The last tackle, the ball went to the wrong player, came back again, they kept the ball alive. Look at this one, the right foot kick just finds touch right on the 22-metre line. They got good 30 or 40 metres out of that they wouldn't have expected when that first pass was thrown.
One player to watch in this Marist side without putting too much pressure on him is Nathan Lakeman, the captain of the SG ball side for Parramatta. A strong player, a ball-playing lock forward. Marist on the attack. A winger coming in and taking some pressure off the forwards is Posabon. Now they work it back to the middle.
One advantage that Parramatta Marist certainly do have is the support out here. Every time they come up with a big hit or make a good run, a big cheer comes up. As always, a tremendous support group out here. And the chant now starts for Parramatta Marist.
Got to admit, a bit of a thrill for the caller as well. First time calling his old school, Parramatta Marist brothers.
No, you went to school.
Yeah, I did, Peter. In fact, young Chris captained the side in '88. Of course, also a player that was in that side, David Bazarian. He has certainly gone on to stronger things.
The young Chris you're talking about, of course, is your brother, now playing with Western Suburbs in reserve grade, and just another player that has gone on to grade football. This continues to be a tremendous nursery. And the way this game has started, a couple of guys out there headed for grade careers already. Talent scouts will be out here looking at this. A very tough contest so far. Look at this, some big defensive game from Marist.
They're pumped up. They played Gilroy College last week at Macready Oval at Guildford. They got the points and come into the semi-final clash of the Parramatta district of the Commonwealth Bank Cup against Newman High.
Smart play there from Tolar, the fullback from Marist. Couldn't catch the ball on the full, got the foot out. No.
Here's a chance. Swung to the ground. Eventually, good defence from Newman High. Gets up and plays it. This is the centre, Savas. Into dummy half goes Ensor. This is Bernard Boys, the captain, third year of Commonwealth Bank Cup football. They move it through Jolly, through to Loney. This is the centre three-quarter in four. This is Peter Curran, a union background, a scholarship player with Parramatta Marist. The kick is put in by Kovac, taken by the fullback Gordon. Gordon will do well to get out, but he can't. Great defence, Parramatta Marist.
It was good defence. I thought maybe Gordon could have taken a little bit more of a risk there and seen what the next bounce produced. Ball was going towards the dead ball line. I know that he had his back to the players coming through, but maybe if he'd have got a little bit of a call from the players around him as to what was happening, they may have come up with a set of 6 from the 22-metre line, instead of now this line drop out.
Jolly, the little halfback, he's going to run it himself. Tries to beat the first, he can't get away from the centre three-quarter. Ben Grogan, I believe he's the brother of Nathan Grogan also, playing on the wing in the same side. Ensor for Jolly, cuts out one, picks up. Big Tom Rando plays it. Darting from dummy half is Ensor. That's the fourth tackle gone. Tony Kelly spotted something in the tackle. He's calling out a couple of the defenders.
Well, it's going to be a penalty, obviously, right in front of the post. The arms go up from the Newman players that have been called out. It's been ruled too high.
So Gibson right in front. Plenty of support here from the green and golds of Parramatta Marist brothers. You can hear them banging on the fence. Moves into it, raises the flags, and Marist open the account. They lead by 2 points to 0 over Newman High. Commonwealth Bank Cup football from the Parramatta Stadium. School full of pride, both schools full of pride. This is Wakeman, busting the line, makes it to over the 22.
And that is always a psychological barrier to get over that 22 as early as you can in the tackle count. They did it the first tackle, and that will give them a lot of confidence. They're got reasonable field position now early in the tackle count. They'll be looking to capitalise.
Watch for young Tolar, the fullback, exciting player. He's in the New South Wales Catholic College's side, going to Perth next week. A game with Lakeman, and this is Jolly. Oh, Jolly ducked under a high one.
Well, it was a high one, but it was a good one because there were 3 men outside. That was the number 12 for Newman High. Nathan McDonald came up with a very important tackle there.
This is Grogan. Grogan brought the ground inside the 10, downtown rule. Wants them up and away, and Tony Kelly, he's got to enforce it.
Well, he's got to enforce it, and he's got to be consistent with it, as all the referees need to be. We see the kick fielded there by Grogan, and no doubt the Parramatta Marist players inside the 10 metres. And this will be one of the first opportunities. That's a great kick. Look at this, he's picked up 40 metres, and he didn't have any angle to work with. They certainly couldn't have expected to be 40 metres out going into their first tackle from the tap.
Marist lead 2 points to 0. Second rower, McGowan on the 32. Taylor dummy half. Squirts the blind side. Swung to ground by DeSellis. 30 metres out from Marist line. McDonald, they use it through their half-back and eventually find their front rower, Hussain. Keary. Clark. Good tackle. Right around the legs. The little half-back Jolly. Stamping his mark already. Newman, though, using the football. Tony Kelly, hand in the air. That's the last. Up it goes. Across the defensive line. A bit of pressure there. It comes back off a Newman player. It's play on. And the handover with Parramatta Marist.
But not a bad set of 6 here from Newman High. The kick at the end bounced back. They weren't able to continue play, but they worked away and they created a couple of little opportunities on the outside. They haven't had a lot of football in the attacking department. They do trail by 2, but this is shaping up as one very, very competitive game of football.
This is going to be a tough one. Savas plays it. Ensor, and now back for the clearing kick. Trying to get the number on the kicker. Got a big boot on him. I believe it's the second rower, Bernard Boyes, the captain.
Well, Andrew Gordon took the ball at fullback for Newman High and was met with some great defence from Parramatta Marist, and there's a little bit more, driving the players back. Newman High now looking to work it out. Probably got to get a couple of passes to going to get outside this close-in, very tight defence, very solid defence. Maybe start to run at the inside backs a little bit more.
With the little halfback Jolly, he's not standing back in the second line. He's throwing himself into this defensive work.
Well, there's a mistake again. Newman High breaking down on the kick tackle. They wanted to get the ball out of their own territory. Some miscommunication there, and to make matters worse, the mistake was made, the knock-on.
A chance for a Marist set play inside Newman's 22. This is Curran. Watch him go. Taloni now Savas. Savas steps off the left. Held in the tackle, still going. He gets over the 10. And there's 4 defenders from Newman High. Eventually make the tackle. A dummy from dummy half from Gibson. Now Bernard Boyes. Straight to the attack. Goes back towards the ruck. Ensor dummy half. Jolly. Taloni. Taloni for Lakeman. Oh, great tackle. Great tackle by Hussain. Oh, he's got it away. They're just short.
Well, that was a better tackle. Great tackle. They've got the ball out wide. It'll be a try. The number 6, the 5'8", has got outside his man, Taloni. Newman had come up with some tremendous hits, but unfortunately, they fell off the tackle and they were able to keep the ball alive. 2 try savers in the 2 previous plays, but eventually Taloni outside his man. Here we see the first of these. That was a good tackle, but wasn't able to hold, kept the ball alive, and this is the halfback. No, not the, yes, it is the halfback, Golly. He was almost scored, but a good ball out of dummy half there. Peter Curran saw that Taloni was outside his man. Very clever piece of play from Parramatta Marist.
Well, Peter, how quickly did they get the play the ball on?
Well, have a look at this. That's a great play. The ball, it wasn't the halfback. It was Tolar, the fullback, got involved. And a very, very happy 5'8". Registers the first try. 6-0. Difficult conversion, but Parramatta Marist, they've had a lot of attacking opportunity and possession. They've now run in the first try.
From the sideline, strikes it. Plenty of height about it, plenty of distance, but just away. Scoreline remains. The boys from Parramatta Marist heads in front. 6 points to 0 over Newman High. David Dwyer so far seems to have drilled this side to perfection for Parramatta Marist. Takes it on the fly. He can't handle. Newman are on the attack. The front rower, John Kovac, tried to take it on the full, probably did the right thing, but he couldn't handle. Chance for Newman to sprint it. Oh, desperate defence. Saved a possible opportunity by Posabon.
Yeah, good tackle, Posabon, but some lovely quick hands from Newman. They saw they had numbers, and it needed the winger to come in to snuff out a very promising attacking movement down the left side.
Keary plays it. They move it again the blind side. Second rower. This is McDonald. Plays it. 15 out, 10 in from touch. Last tackle signalled by Tony Kelly. They put it in the air. A little bit of pressure here for young Tola. Takes it beautifully. Gets out from away from his goalpost. Nearly makes the 10-metre line. Great play from the fullback.
Yeah, good catch there, but it was only a little bit of pressure. You see, it was a well-judged kick because it landed in the field of play. And he was able to beat one defender to save the day, but just the chasers didn't arrive early enough. Well, the last tackle, the kick goes in. The foot goes out from the winger from the Newman High side. Capavilla, but again he's met by some good defence. Bernard Boyes down there leading the way as captain. He's going to come up with 2 tackles in a row, and some of the Newman High players still coming back on side.
The battle of the green and golds. Marist and Newman, only about 5 kilometres separates the 2 schools. They've opened at 100 miles an hour. Newman working to the middle. Tackle 3 gone. Tony Kelly. Tony Kelly not happy with something that's happened here. Calling out the captain, Lakeman.
Well, that's DeSellis there. Number 11, DeSellis, is the man. You see him picked up there. Well, he's just gone on with the tackle. There certainly wasn't anything untoward involved in the tackle, just overdid it a little bit. And I can understand DeSellis shaking the head.
Plenty of atmosphere here for both sides. And some punishing defence, some eager defence. 2 balls on the football field. Now they move it back to the open side. Oh, 3 defenders there.
That's what I mean. Newman have to get the ball a couple of passes wide. If they can get outside that big defence close in, they might be able to create something. But at the moment, Parramatta's closing down Newman High when they've got the football. This will be a penalty in front, forcing down in the tackle.
What about the big Sheriff, Hussain? I told you he's getting through plenty of work, the Sheriff. Now he's got the penalty. Sheriff Hussain.
Well, he tried to get up and play it there, was forced down by the Parramatta Marist player. Newman High opting to kick for goal. Not an easy one. It is in front of the post, but quite a way out.
Newton. The roar goes up. He moves into it. He hits it. He's got plenty of distance. He looks the light. Oh, he got it all right. He liked the look of it. Straight off the feet. I saw him turn his back. He threw me for a second. But that was one they needed. Parramatta Marist lead by 6 points to 2 over Newman High.
We saw Guy Newton strike that one very sweetly. Craig Gibson had a kick from the far side, the winger, and he struck that very well. Wasn't able to convert the points for Taloni's try, but they won't want to be giving away penalties within kicking range because they are very adept in that department.
So this is the fullback, Gordon from dummy half. The roar going up from the Marist supporters as the Sheriff goes blindside and dragged in a touch. That's a mistake.
Well, that's a mistake, all right. Second tackle. I don't know what the smile is for there. Kevin Savas came up with a good tackle. The saying, well, that's dumb play. Second tackle, gone the blind side. Looked as though he could have got away from the sideline, but the momentum of the tacklers took him over. They may well pay a bigger penalty than that.
Ensor clapping his hands. Ducking away himself and heading back to the middle. Got a ball away beautifully for Bernard Boyes. Bernard Boyes still going. Came off the leg of a Marist player. Is it play on? No.
Well, it probably should have been play on. It did come off the knee, no doubt about that. Wasn't a knock on there. A little bit hard to pick up. There were some bodies around the place, but golly cleaned up in the end. Here we see the ball kept alive by Parramatta Marist. Eventually Bernard Boyes gets up after being tackled. This pass here, we'll see. Look at this. Yep, off the knee. Newman couldn't clear up, and the resulting play saw Golly pick it up. That should have been another set of 6-10 metres out.
So now Newman High working it out towards their 22, and into dummy half is Matthew Taylor. But their half-back is Keary. Oh, straight running. Good running, too, from the second rower. McGowan gets up and plays it. They're going back for the clearing kick, not wasting any time. They want out of here.
But again, the pass did not go directly to the man intended, and he had to do a little bit of evasion work to be able to get the kick in. A good chase here. Well, he went over the sideline there, the fullback, Tolar.
So Parramatta Marist. Posabon plays it. Kovac now doing some hard work up front. This is his partner, Tom Rando, steaming over 32. Ensor for Jolly. Talini inside ball. Nice ball. Try to get it away for Curran. Wanted too much off the play.
Yes, and Newman have come up with it, but the inside pass might well be the go. Both teams very well drilled in defence. They're playing up and in defence, which means that the outside men are more or less forming an umbrella. And sometimes that play with the inside pass does work if somebody hasn't come across enough from the far side in defence. Maybe a lazy man. There's a mistake made from Newman High, and that again was early in the tackle count.
Peter, a television game, both sides playing this game at 100 miles an hour. Errors starting to creep in. We've got 4 minutes left in the first half. That's how quick it's been played. It has flown this first half.
It certainly has, and most of the game has been spent down in this end of the field. So I don't think Newman High going in maybe 4 points behind would be too disappointed. They haven't had a lot of football. They haven't been down on the opponent's try line for any length of time. Here's that mistake you're talking about. That will help Newman. They'll know that they're well in this game if they're only a couple of points behind at the half-time interval.
Scrum will be fed by Paul Carey. Peeling from open to blind with the fullback, eventually giving it to the 5'8" in Greg Clark. The dummy half is Grogan. Again for Carey, cut out ball, intercept. He's away from them. Posabon setting sail. Plenty of chase. They won't get there. The big wing three-quarter. Crosses for a four-pointer.
Well, that does break your heart. Right on half-time. The intercept taken, 10 points to 2. And really, against the run of play there, the big wind-up throw there from Paul Carey. And unfortunately, he came up with a double mistake because he got pushed off by Posabon. Some great speed shown there by Nathan Carr, but he just had too much work to do, and he did well, Posabon. He turned, then got the hip down, and a big mistake there from the halfback, backed up by another one. And there's the try, right on the stroke of half-time. Very difficult to accept that when you have a try scored against you when you've had possession.
Craig Gibson, another shot. He's been out there before once already. Moves into it, hits this one nicely. Waved away. Waved away. So the scoreline on the Commonwealth Bank Cup with the Marist supporters in the background. Parramatta Marist 10, Newman High 2.
Very important now, Mark, for Newman High to react positively to that. As I say, it's hard to accept a try scored against you when you've had possession. Intercepts really, they do break your heart, but now Newman High, they have to stiffen up, and that's especially in defence. Believe that the game now is 0-0 and just work away, no catch-up football.
Toller running across field, bumping out of tackles, swinging out of tackles. He makes the 32-metre line. Dummy half is Curran, a centre three-quarter that I've got a ton of respect for. Seen a little bit of him play as a junior. A real talent for the Parramatta club. Lakeman, the captain. A ball went wrong, but it came off nicely. Curran still got the football.
Well, it came off nicely because they had plenty of support there. Curran came up with the ball following a rebound as the kick comes in from Marist, and that's smart play as we come into half-time. But there was always a lot of support and a good chase here. Golly leading the charge.
Gary Jolly makes the tackle. A great chase. A great chase by Gary Jolly, and makes 2 in a row. What's he on, the little halfback? You hear the siren in the background. 2 local schools in action for you. Parramatta Marist High go to the break. They lead by 10 points to 2 over our rivals Newman High. Commonwealth Bank Cup football on Nine's Wide World of Sports.
It's multiple.
Tony Kelly to get us underway in the second half. Newman kick off. Parramatta Marist, they lead by 10 points to 2. It's a handy lead, but that first half, Peter Sterling, was played at a hectic pace.
It was played at a hectic pace, and unfortunately for Newman High, they had a late try run in through that intercept. They need to be the next team to score points. Really, if Parramatta Marist could run in the next try, the game would probably be over with the quality of defence from both teams. Very tough to come from too far behind.
So now, Parramatta Marist, middle of the Parramatta Football Stadium. Lakeman made some good yards. Now Enzo hands up a nice ball for the captain, Bernard Boys. It goes backwards, it's play on. This is the second rower for Marist in the form of DeSellis. Last tackle signal by Tony Kelly. Up goes the kick by Kovac. Down it comes, taken by Newman. They'll get 6 tackles with the football. Newman player down in background.
But taken very well there by Paul Keary, looking to make up for those mistakes late in the first half. A lot of pressure on him there. The kick went up. Wasn't a really well-placed kick, but there were a lot of chasers there. And now Parramatta Marist defending against Newman High, who are coming out of their own. Hussain chipped over the top, found a bit of space, and some good brave play there from Tola. He's come up with the knock on, and he's hurt as well.
He put his body on the line and didn't shirk his task. And this is one case of David and Goliath.
A smart piece of play there from Hussain. Saw that there was no sweeper in defence, and Tola did particularly well. He's had a fine match for the Parramatta Marist team. Has looked very safe in the #1 shirt.
So Keary gets this scrum win. Come open side. Nathan Carr, the centre for Newman High, also a part of the very strong Parramatta SG ball side. Competition, of course, now over.
Well, there's a mistake made. Guy Newton received the ball behind his back almost. And probably the difference between the two teams has been the quality of work out of the dummy half area. Not a good ball there from Matthew Taylor. And really the service from there hasn't been as well worked and orchestrated as the Parramatta Marist team have been able to
Curran's busted them.
Straight through.
He's gone over 32, over 22. Tola's got plenty of pace. Oh, great tackle! A great tackle by Nathan Carr.
Well, fantastic tackle there, Nathan Carr. He's come from the centres, got across there, and not only came up with the tackle, but was able to take the man over the sideline. There was some good work there from Curran. He had support inside. The fullback was there. We've already said he's had a fine match. But look at the tackle. Didn't just put the man to ground, put him over the sideline.
Newman come up with a win. This is Nathan Grogan on one. Plays it. Right near the sideline, Michael Cronin stands side of Parramatta Stadium.
A very energetic halfback in Gary Jolly out there. He's come up with 2 tackles in a row. Up against a big man there in Nathan Grogan, but he forced him back. Very similar to Jeff Tooby. Looks the same and has the same kind of commitment and involvement as Tooby does for the Manly team.
Ball went forward, scrum will go down. 20 metres in from touch, 30 or 42 metres out from the Newman line. Here it is for the Commonwealth Bank. Curran went low. The ball slipped out. Jolly for Delaney, picks up second man as Lakeman cuts out. Jolly picks up Curran. This is Savas, stands in the tackle. Where are you? Where are you, he's saying.
Well, it's nice to see teams at schoolboy level putting on moves from the scrum base. It is one of the occasions where the back lines are well away from each other, and of course the forwards aren't involved. They've done a double run around on a couple of occasions. That time the wide pass was thrown. Very creative work, but again well read by Newman in defence.
Ensor makes the 22. Newman player down on 22 and another one back on 32. They're dropping like flies at the moment, the boys from Greystones. Newman High. Lakeman, the captain of the Parramatta SG ball side, unloaded a nice ball. A great ball.
But if they'd have gone to the blind side the first time they'd have scored, and they look as though they will score that side anyway.
They must score. John Kovac. Power, strength and size did the job.
Well, the previous play, they had numbers out there and the ball came back inside. They still had numbers from the quick play of the ball, and look at the size of this play. John Kovac carried a defender across, took him a while to get the football down. It was the little halfback Keary trying to hold on, but eventually just too much size. Hussain came late, but the damage had been done. There's the dummy thrown. Hussain went to the outside. Keary, well, that's your David and Goliath, and that's a try.
Gibson 1 from 3. Moves into this one. Hits it. This looks good. Waved away though. Geez, missing, but only missing just. Parramatta Marist 14. They lead Newman High 2. Commonwealth Bank Cup football on Nine's Wide World of Sports. Restart. Sits up. The defenders there immediately make the tackle on Gibson. One of them is McGowan. He's had a big game for Newman High. Coming over the top is the front rower, Guy Newton. Savas with the football. Tola from dummy half. Enzor looking for runners, straightens himself. Nearly gets through too. Tola dummy half. Lakeman's got the football. Chip over the top. Jolly giving chase. But taken well by the centre. Ben Croghan for Newman.
Yes, Croghan did well there, and I think that may be an option that Newman High need to look at. They had a little bit of success when Hussain tried the little one over the top. Maybe not wait till the last tackle. Obviously, the defences are much more aware of the little one over late in the tackle count. But there's no sweeper from Parramatta Marist. They need to score. They might have to take a few risks.
The Sheriff plays it. They work a wide blind side. Again in the tackle, Savison over the top as the captain, Bernard Boyce. Made the tackle on Casatari. There's the kick. Posavon now.
I like the look of this kid too. He had scored a try in the game. Very strong runner, likes to get involved. Very reminiscent of what kind of wingers we're seeing in all levels now. You've more or less got to play as an extra forward if you're going to be on the flanks these days.
Savas now. Savas from dummy half. Good yards. Top yards. Getting away from them. Swinging out of tackles. Eventually his own momentum brings him to ground.
Starting to look a little bit ominous now for Newman High, missing some tackles. Ball on the outside, it's gone to ground. That's the mistake that they needed. Bernard Boyce couldn't hold on to possession. The short ball from Lakeman found its mark but went to ground.
Well, they're putting on these power plays, Parramatta Marist, at stages. Although they're playing an exciting brand of football, at stages it seems a little rushed.
Well, I suppose they're getting a little bit excited. They know that they've got this game wrapped up and they've got one against the head here. And they've gone straight to the back line. That's Taloni.
Taloni threw the ball. It came off a Newman player. Both ways.
When I say that Marist believe they've got it wrapped up, obviously if they defend well, they're 12 in front, so the game is there for the taking. And the hand has come out from the Newman High player. Again, it will be a Parramatta Marist possession inside the 22.
They go blindside. Pozzo goes into touch. Pozzabon. Gee, that's hard to say quickly.
Well, some good work there from Tolar coming in. It was the first tackle, so you have to question the decision to go on the short line. And, well, there's a very good shoulder charge. The hooker, I don't know how he got out of the scrum. He can't be playing in the hooker position. There's no way no one he could have got there. But a very good tackle there from Matthew Taylor. And kicking on the first tackle, have they got enough speed?
No way.
Well, the Newman player knows he was in front of the kicker, so the whole play has been nullified.
Now Tola. Tola can't get away from the defender, so the play's made 60 metres.
Well, Nathan Carr, the number 3, knew he was in front, but if they're going to kick, they've got to be behind the kicker so that they can challenge for the football. They've come up with good field possession, but they may have been able to get possession as well.
Lakeman.
That's Enzor tackled right in the middle of the...
Scrums a 10-8 with Parramatta Marist, Peter. More or less going with the feed.
Well, nothing fancy needed here from Parramatta Marist, and that will help them. There's Hussain. He's not happy once again. But they don't have to do anything silly here. The big swinging arm, and there's Hussain ripping the ball out at the end. It's dumb play. You're going to get penalised. And he gets up and he knows that he's cost his team 6 tackles and probably 20 or 30 metres.
Pozzabon beats one. A guru-like charge.
Well, it's a big rap, but he has played well.
Enzor. Big front rower, Kovac. Pops one up, taken well. By DeSellis. Jolly. Now Lakeman. Nice ball, good ball. Taloni has scored. Tony Kelly.
Potato. Let's wrap it up. Whatever.
Taloni.
Matthew Taloni. Again, some good work from the inside men. Jolly picked up the block forward Lakeman, and he popped up a beautiful little ball for Taloni, backing up on the outside, the fringe of the ruck. And that's where they have been effective. Look at that. Lovely little skill there to pop the good ball. put his 5'8" into enough of a hole to be able to get him across the try line. That's wrapped this game up. Been a very good performance from Marist because Newman haven't played poorly.
Craig Gibson, 1 from 4. Just to the right of the uprights. Moves into it, hits it, no mistake. Up go the flags. 20 points to 2. Marist over Newman High. Commonwealth Bank Cup football from the Parramatta Stadium. Savis bumps out of 2 tackles.
And he's got better as the game has gone on. That again is a very good run. Took a couple of defenders to finally ground him.
They move it through Jolly. What a game from the little halfback.
Replacement has been made for Newman High. Luke O'Callaghan is out there in 15. Replaced Nathan McDonald.
Bernard Boyce pops up a nice ball for Kovac. Kovac toying with the defence. Bernard Boyce holds this one. Goes over 32 and 22. Brought to ground. Brought to ground and a good tackle from behind. Tola. They come back and wrap at the wide blind side. Quick hands is the call. The replacement in jumper number 14 for Parramatta Marist is Manasseh. Now they spread it. Lakeman on last tackle, inside ball. Posabon, not there. Turnover.
Gee, a nice little play, but there. The flick pass inside to Posabon, who I've said tries to get involved in the game. He's already scored a try. Looking to score his second there. But this is the end of the field that Marist want to play the game. They know that it's all defence from now on. There's the flick pass. Lovely little ball there from Lakeman, who scored the try not so long ago. And he found another try scorer.
On the sideline, jumper number 17 is Nathan Carl. About to go onto the field. They're out of here. Driving kick. It's about 40 or 50 metres. Tola, straight, very nippy fullback.
Very impressed with Chris Tola at fullback. He's taken some good balls up high, and that's a good rate back from Newman. They need that. But Tola in the number 1 has been very impressive out there. It's very nice for a football team to have a lot of confidence and faith in the man at the back, and it does look as though Parramatta Marist have the right to do that with Chris Tola.
Gets straight on with the job. He just takes the football and takes off upfield. 100 miles an hour. Newman working the football, trying to get inside Marist territory. Taken right on halfway. Manasseh was in the top. Keary steps off the left again and beats another. Still going, slips out of another. Gets the ball away. Eventually brought to ground, the boy with the black shorts on, Krogan. So now, Gibson brought to ground 12 metres short of the halfway line, 2 in from touch. Michael Cronin stands side of Parramatta Stadium. Jolly knocked down by Newman. This will be 6 more tackles. Savis. Posabon. Posabon beats 1. Beats 2. Still trying to get out of another. But eventually the second rower, Luke McGowan, he's had a heck of a game. Put him on the deck. This is Lakeman. Lakeman. Just short of halfway. That's the third play for the Marist brothers Parramatta side. Jolly spots something. Comes back off the left. Jinx swerves, ducks and gets out of another. Still going through Boys. Overlap City. Through Savis. Here's a chance for Tola. Tola comes away from them. Comes back in field. Great schoolboy rugby league.
Yeah, very nice. Lovely to watch. And here we may have a try from Savis. Yes, we do. And that was all because of the movement before. They really put a lot of pressure on the defence there. Kept the ball alive. In the end, it was quite easy for Kevin Savis to run in a try. But the damage had been done in the previous play where they'd come 30 metres through some quick hands. Look at this. There's Savis involved. Got the outside ball to Tola. Took the cover defence coming across. Got a good play of the ball. And there you see the Newman play still coming back onside. A little bit of evasion needed, but not much.
And again for the Commonwealth Bank. Tola set sail, but then Savas did the easy stuff. Found the line. Craig Gibson, 2 from 5, 10 in from touch, moves into it, strikes it nicely enough, plenty of height, plenty of direction. Wall boy, the flags tell the story. Parramatta Marist brothers, 26 points to 2 leaders over Newman High. Commonwealth Bank Cup football on Nine's Wide World of Sports. Plenty of flags, plenty of green and gold blazers.
And plenty of replacements being made also. James Trara has gone on for Parramatta Marist. Well, that's a mistake that we haven't seen many of. And that was from Graham Cupid, who again is a replacement, as well as Nathan Carl. So the Parramatta Marist coach, looking to get all his players out there in the action, just took his eyes off the ball and came up with a mistake.
It can be very difficult for a player that's fresh off the bench to get that feel for the football.
Well, especially when you're so far behind, because you're under pressure straight away. You know, the expectations of you are that little bit more to maybe go out and make an impact in the game. Not easy to do when you've only got 5 minutes on the clock.
Well, he just made the tackle on the first and comes in and over the top and has a part in the second play, trying to make up for that mistake.
It would be nice to see Newman being able to run in some points here, because they've competed very well in this football game. They've gone wide here. A good defence once again from Jolly. I don't know what he's doing out at outside centre, but he was needed.
He just scrambles all day. Bernard Boyce comes up with it, scrambling defence, intensity stuff. And the little halfback, Gary Jolly, what more can he do?
Well, a selfish little kick there from Paul Keary. There was a lot of bodies around it. He was never going to score the try. And Newman High have the right to have a look at the scoreboard and say, well, how can we be so far behind? Because they've worked hard, they've tackled well, and it's only been through some very effective attacking play that we don't see in evidence there from Parramatta Marist that have got such a good lead. It hasn't been the kind of game where there's been that much between the two teams.
So, Newman again, another chance to cross the stripe. This is Carr. Good ball. Top ball. Capavilla plays it. Run around with Keary. Finds Grogan.
Well, the run around wasn't effective because Keary turned the wrong way. Really put no pressure on the defence because he telegraphed who he was going to throw the football to. He was never able to run the football himself, so they didn't have to worry about him.
19 is Spiro Camburis. Carr upended by little Chris Toller because there's not much of him. Kick, well,
it should be a Newman feed, I think. It did hit the number 19, Edgar, for Parramatta. The 19 kicked at Camburis. And it did seem to take a deflection off the Parramatta Marist player. But Jolly's got the football and he will feed it for Marist.
Locked up the scrums there, 10 apiece. 11-10 now with Marist. Goes with the feed. This is Gibson, plays it for Curran. Curran hasn't stopped all night. Outside centre with plenty of ability. Lakeman. Mistake. DeSellis. Look-alike. These two boys, DeSellis and Lakeman. Boys plays it. Now they use it through Jolly. This is Lakeman now. Lakeman goes over halfway. DeSellis through Boys. Curran gets away for one. Holds it up for Toller. Toller puts it in the air. He'll give plenty of chase too. Sends it back. Well, Savas was there.
Well, the referee has found that one of the players from Newman used the shoulder to push one of the Parramatta Marist chasers out of the way. There's Toller. There's the shoulder there. Grogan. Eventually the fullback came up with a knockback and cleaned up. But good refereeing there. The number 1 for Parramatta Marist taken out of the play. And Peter Curran now takes the tap.
Jolly. Now this is Savas. As we go inside the last minute, they're looking very threatening again. This is Sherrara for Parramatta Marist in jumper number 18. DeSellis for Boys, for Jolly. Jolly puts it on the ground, knocked backwards.
Well, gee, how can that be a knock on?
to mine his back was facing.
Let's have a look
Right
at this
way.
one. How could this be a knock-on? He's backed into the tackle here. Well, gee, I can only see one decision. It wasn't the one that was made.
I'm with you. Newman from the scrum. Kick and chase. Plenty of chase too. One of them, I think, will find his car.
Well, Enzor is cleaned up. He's done that a couple of times from scrums. As the countdown comes down at the end of the game, Marist looking to keep the ball alive. But this will be the final passage of play.
They're going to spin it. Still hungry for points. This will be play on. Jumper number 18 for Marist Brothers is Sharara. He'll take the final tackle. He's congratulated by the winger for Newman, Adam Capavilla. But Parramatta Marist High, 26 points to 2 winners, impressive winners over Newman High School, who were far from disgraced. So there he is, our man of the match, Gary Jolly, the little pocket dynamite halfback from Parramatta Marist Brothers. He'll receive a $50 account from the Commonwealth Bank. What a game it was, Marist and Newman. The supporters for Marist still jubilant. Next Saturday, St John's College Woodlawn versus Ballina High, 6:30 a.m. on the 9 Network. Check local guides for that one. So from the Parramatta Stadium, on behalf of Peter Sterling, I'm Mark Warren as Parramatta Marist do the war cry. Bye for now.